So yeah, this is interesting. For attending Culver, I go to YouTube, I search, hey, Culver Academies. I watch a couple videos, and then I see, Camilo Cabrera Morales YouTube videos, and there was a day in the life of a cadet, but then also there were senior tribute videos, and I would say 100% those senior tribute videos, watching those, seeing past leaders in Company C. I didn't even know if I was going to be in Company C. Talking about how much of an impact this place has had on them, that's really what sold me on coming here. So it is crazy now, coming full circle, being in this unit, shooting this video right now. So pretty funny stuff. That's probably the funniest thing. Yeah.
I would say, if I had to explain it, I would say Culver's honestly, like, it's become my home away from home. It's introduced me to like a new family that I never thought I would be exposed to, and just some of the best friends I've had in my entire life.
Culver is somewhere where you can meet a lot of new people from very different backgrounds, and it's where you can improve your leadership the most and see what leadership qualities you have to be the best person in the future.
I would say it's my home, first of all, but it's also the place that's pushed me, allowed me to make mistakes and learn from them, and that's one of the most valuable lessons, I think. Even, you mess up in life and things happen, but having a second chance, and especially at like our young age, is so important. I think that's part of what makes Culver so much special than other places, and also what has taught me so much and taught me about responsibility and about accountability and just all those things that are so pivotal to life.
To me, Culver is the place that I never knew I needed, but I needed my entire life. I think it's changed like completely the course of my life. I never thought that I would accomplish as much as I have being here at Culver before I came. It's definitely come with a lot of challenges and struggles, but in the end, I think it's been worth it. I think it's one of the best decisions that my family and I have made so far in my life.
I originally came here because of the hockey, but if you were to ask me that question again, I would say because it's a special institution, it's a special place with special people, and there's nothing like it anywhere in the country.
So the reason why I initially chose Culver is because we have a family connection from my old middle school, and my sister actually went here before me. She graduated class of 22, and I also went to a parade, and I saw guys with swords, and I thought that was pretty cool. So that's why I chose to go to Culver.
Why Culver? I guess why not Culver? Culver has changed me for the better. Culver's taught me so many different values that I'm gonna carry throughout my life. And by making the decision to come here 4 years ago, I've completely changed the pathway of my life. And by continuing to return, I feel like I've changed other people's lives as well. I feel like I've changed my peers, my friends, the seniors who graduated before me, and then the juniors that are juniors right now. I feel like I've impacted them on such a unique level, and they've impacted me on a unique level as well. And I don't think that by going to any other school, they would have been able to provide me with those values and that mindset to really connect.
So I applied online because it was COVID back then when I'm applying to American high schools. And I went on the Culver website and I saw all the military stuff with the guns and big artillery cannons and troops. And I found that pretty interesting to really stand out from a lot of different college prep schools. And yeah, I decided to come here because guns are cool.
So my first week, I remember the Logansport flood. That's when all the new cadets go out and they have to row the boats and go out and save all the old men from drowning in the lake. And before that even happened, we get out to the Naval Building, and our ops sarge at the time, Aiden Fro, he told us to put our shoes in 2 even lines, so that we had 10 new cadets and we put them in 2 lines of 5. But I put mine in a line of 5, so that made 6 and 4. And then Fro comes over, and he's giving us crap for doing that, and then all of a sudden Durs just chimes in, "Sir, he's in pre-algebra, sir," and our whole new cadet class just starts laughing. It was the first time I really remember smiling and laughing with all those guys, and just that's a core memory for me.
One of my first memories at Culver was coming in on the first day after getting all moved in with my team leader and just seeing like all the old men, all the upperclassmen like dancing in the hallway to some music. Kind of gave me like just a sense of like everyone was happy to be here and just a great impression to start off.
My first ever memory, and I look back at this a lot. I have a video of it, so maybe we'll show it. But it was of my dear friend Shafe Sai, we call him Chetty, and it was him reporting into his own room. It's me and Johan in the room, and he's like doing it in like this weird, funny voice, into our practicing to report into our operations sergeant's room. And it's just funny looking back at that video because obviously we're all young. Looking back at something like that is just like a heartfelt memory that made it a little bit better, especially not knowing what was coming.
Candidate for say reporting into Sir Fro Sir's room, sir.
Before, obviously you have the physical appearance. As you could probably see, I'm very, very different looking than when I came in. But on a serious note, before I was very timid. I kind of let my physical appearance portray the voice I had towards other, and that since I was small, I felt like I had a small voice and really couldn't have much change, and kind of just always tried to stay in the shadows and not be ever the guy to talk out or whatnot. But now I honestly feel like I've hit a whole 360. Just this even second make, being the unit commander, has helped me so much grow into a more holistic individual who's at this point in my life, like I know that I'm not afraid to, do the right thing or speak out to others, but also just not afraid to make mistakes in order to just make me a better person.
Before coming to Culver, I was very driven with hockey and, becoming the best version of myself. And even after coming to Culver and learning things throughout my 2 years here, I think I've been able to reflect on myself a lot and learn about different ways to be a leader and to be a good person and to really impact the people around me.
Biggest thing Culver changed is my perspective on life. Just not going through the day as like a chore, but choosing to be present and choosing to be active within the community. Like Culver makes you feel like you're a part of something, and just having that in the back of your head all the time just like makes you want to put in the work for not just yourself and your success in the future, but the other people around you and make them better as people.
Before coming to Culver, I was very unorganized, very careless, pretty lazy. I didn't really have my priorities straight in my life. I was more focused on hanging out with friends and my social life than maybe school or my health or the time I spent with my family. And coming to Culver, your priorities obviously have to switch very quickly, because if not, you won't be able to keep up with the lifestyle here. And so from one day to another, I had to prioritize, school. I had to make new friends, become more open-minded minded. I had to become more disciplined, waking up every day at the same time, being on time everywhere. And I think Mr. Mo was a very important part in shaping me that way because he was always on me every single time I messed up, even the slightest thing. Like I remember my first DC was because I was late to class like 5 times in my first 2 or 3 months. And I thought it was super unfair and I was super mad. But at the end of the day, those little like punishments and the way that Culver has helped guide me in the right direction has really helped turn around my bad habits of old and now has helped me become who I am today.
Yeah, leadership isn't just a title. I would say it's something that's earned, and you gain respect by acting in that position, that rank, that title. But underneath all that is, a man that's proved himself, whether that's interviews, character, anything of that realm. It's somebody who proved himself and isn't just there just because they're picked. It's there because they want to be there. They've shown that they can do the job that they want to, and it's something that is a risk. Obviously, you don't know really what comes with that position exactly, so you're kind of going into the dark. But when I think about it, it's something you look back on, you're like, that's something I'm happy I did, something that I'm happy I went for.
So leadership isn't a title. Leadership is the way you carry yourself to show others that you can be responsible. And I'll use an example. Earlier this year, actually last year too, I came to a realization that maybe the way I carried myself wasn't the best. And I made a change. And I actually saw myself become more recognized, a better leader. I saw myself elevate others around me and not just elevating myself in my own duties. So I think that the way you carry yourself, if you're in charge of an organization, a business, a small group, I think that being able to carry yourself well in front of others in social situations and hard to deal with situations, I think that can go an extremely long way.
I think one thing that I always tried to thought about when my sophomore year especially and kind of go on is whoever wishes to be one of my favorite Bible verses, whoever wishes to be great among you shall be your servant. And so I always try in whatever position I do to make myself disposable to my subordinates and to show that I care about them and to be a human being. I think that especially my whole time here has essentially been in training new cadets for the majority of my positions. And so trying to impart on them the standard, not only the core standard, but the company C standard. And viewing it as not like me versus you, us versus the problem. I think I talked about that in my team leader video my freshman year, but that's a kind of philosophy I firmly believe in.
The most memorable part, I feel like, is sophomore year when we won the Spirit Games with Ithaca. That was actually really amazing, and it really just brought the whole unit together. The morale was huge. Mr. Mo had like 2 snack attacks with Chick-fil-A and everything. We jumped in the lake, and then we went back and we had a big shower party with slip and slides and everything. It was definitely unforgettable.
It was junior year in the fall, right after we got back from summer break, and we had no AC in the building. We were in South. There was about 30 of us sleeping in the lounge. I was one of them. And I woke up around 3, 4 a.m. I don't know. I was hot, no AC. It's like 115 degrees in the room. And I look over to my right and I see my friend Connor Andres on the countertop in the lounge with his Blackhawks blanket. It's just like things like that make Culver so special, and things like that I'll miss, especially with him. But it's like those little things that you don't really think about in the moment, but those memories that are really special and make you, happy that you met the people here and the experiences that you had.
Obviously paintball really does bring the guys close to the beginning of the year, and it's very enjoyable, obviously. The senior banners, for sure. I've even told other people throughout the board's process. I was like sitting in lounge, making popcorn, and I just looked up, and obviously since, I am a repeat, it's my 5th year here, all my graduating new cadets are all gone. And so kind of just looking at their names just kind of made me realize how special that tradition is and how much it means to have my name cemented within the walls of Company C for generations to come.
So first of all, I want to thank my parents because they worked very hard for me to be in the position that I am right now. I think they're the 2 persons that helped me through this process. It wasn't very easy, but because of you 2, I was able to go through it. And also I want to thank you because it was just a very impactful experience that I think that if I didn't come to Culver, I wouldn't have any feeling of the things I've experienced right now. And obviously it's the best thing that could could ever happen to me.
I'd be wrong if I didn't first shout out my parents for sending me here. I know it was hard sending me away at a young age, and honestly just putting your faith in me. And even though the years prior hadn't shown reasons to put your faith in me. And I just want to say thank you for giving me this opportunity. It's been arguably the best thing that's happened in my life, the people I've met.
I'd like to give a shout out to my parents, of course. They really took a lot to send me out to a whole new country, especially like in a military school and everything. So I'm really grateful that they can give me this experience.
I'd like to thank you, Mom and Dad, and my sister for the 2 years you've been here with me. Obviously, it's been a very long journey. Besides just the military and school, there's been a lot of bumps. 5 years is definitely longer than we expected, to say the least. But I'm glad things all worked out in the end. I'm glad you guys, kind of pushed me to spend my time here. And I know it was 100% the right decision for me. And none of it would have been possible without you guys and just your love and care for me. I love you guys. Thank you.
I'd like to thank not only my peers and my friends who have been here with me through my 2 years at Culver, but I would like to give a huge thanks to my parents for giving me the opportunity to attend this place, giving me every opportunity to succeed with hockey, with school, with academics, everything there is to developing myself as a person and to really pursuing my dreams. You guys have always been there to support me and to give me everything I need to possibly be successful. And I really thank you for that.
Mom, Dad, thank you for sending me here, I guess. I know I thought it was a punishment for a while, but I really appreciate all that sacrifice you guys make. It's not an easy thing coming down here, driving and seeing me almost every weekend, especially in the spring for baseball. Just know I love you guys. I appreciate all that you do, and there's really nothing I can do to repay you for everything you guys have done for me, especially here at Culver. Nick, thank you for being one of my role models, especially you didn't come to Culver, but you're somebody I want to live up to and make proud. Luke, you were a senior when I was a freshman. You gave me a lot of help when I needed it and when I didn't feel comfortable, asking like another old man or something. And just everything you've done for me at Culver, especially following up your legacy with, our last name. Sam, being your ops, rooming with you, being your teammate, I'm gonna miss it for sure. I love you and all you guys. I just hope I can leave and, you being good hands, and I'm somebody you want to look up to, and I just want to say thank you to all my family for just being there for me the whole time. It hasn't been easy, I haven't really shown it a lot, but there are struggles at Culver, and I just thank you guys for being so open and just easy to talk to about anything.
Thank you, Mom and Dad. That's something I know it's not easy sending me to Culver. That's a really big sacrifice. I know, Dad, you always say okay, 95% of the time you will ever spend with your family will be in those first 18 years. And so you guys moved that 95% of the time up 4 years. And so I know that wasn't easy, and kind of supporting me far away, going through how hard freshman year was for me, and then going into now, I think that's something I will always be thankful. And you guys, obviously you paid for it. And you guys put me in this environment and where it's a pressure cooker, and I was allowed to grow, and you guys let me grow, and you guys let me struggle. And so that's something that I will never forget.
I want to thank my parents. You've given up 4 years with me in the house, around, making me do chores. And I know it must have been really tough for just being able to see me, how much I've grown in between breaks, coming back home just for 3-week windows. And I really, really appreciate you being able to give me the opportunity to go out and learn and develop in such a way that I'll have for the rest of my life, and meet the guys that I'll be with and be friends with for the rest of my life as well. I've never really felt like I've had true brothers before I came here, but now I know that through these 4 years, I've made all of the best friends I ever could have had, and I know that will last a lifetime. And I'm just grateful for you and for the sacrifice that you made, and that I hope you think so too, but I promise it was worth it.
Mom, Dad, thank you so much. I love you both. I don't know what I would do without having this opportunity you both have given me. Mom, you've been my #1 supporter for my entire life, and through these last 4 years, you've helped me so much overcome different problems that I've had, circumstances, issues, and you have helped me through each and every one of them. Thank you so, so much for sending me to Culver. Dad, I don't even know where to start. I love you so much, and I really thank you every single day for pushing me to my hardest. Even when I'm down, you continue to tell me to get up and go to the gym, to study, to keep doing the things that you know are good for me. And I love you, and I thank you so much for doing that. To Sophia, I love you. Having you for a year at Culver this year has brought us so much closer, and I really, really hope to continue that from here on out. And then I also want to say thank you to Papa. I don't think that without you, I would be here today. You pushed Mom to go to Culver. You have always been such a motivator for me to do the things that I love to do, to go sailing, to keep pushing myself at Culver. I know you weren't the best when you were here, but I think that you kind of lived through all of us, and I really, really hope that I can keep your mentality going all the way through the rest of my life. Thank you.
I don't really know where to start. There's so much I could say. I mean, I think it's easy just to say, like, thanks for all the opportunity and all the things you've done for me. It's just overwhelming, I mean, how much you guys do and don't really expect anything in return. And, you know, sending me to Culver when I was 14, there's a lot of sacrifice in that. I mean, thinking about, like, who I was when I came to Culver and who I am now, there's a lot of my childhood that you guys might have missed, right? And so part of me, you know, is so grateful that you guys have given me this opportunity, because I've become such a better person, I think, than if I had stayed at home and all that. But it's so overwhelming to think about, like, everything you guys do for me, and so, like, having to put it in a couple of sentences is just impossible. But I just want you guys to know that I love you so much, and I mean, every day waking up, it's my motivation to make you guys proud and live up to what you guys are and who you guys have become. And I guess just thank you, and I love you so much. So, yeah.
Bueno, mamá y papá, estoy eternamente agradecido por la oportunidad de venir a una escuela como Culver, un lugar tan especial que me ha ayudado a crecer muchísimo como una persona. Yo sé que sin su apoyo y su cariño constante no hubiera podido avanzar y crecer tanto como lo he hecho en estos 3 años. Gracias por siempre ser presente, que hay muchos papás, mucha gente que yo conozco aquí, que sus papás no son presentes como ustedes, los mandan aquí y se olvidan de sus hijos, que es muy fácil hacer, pero ustedes siempre han estado muy al pendiente, muy preocupados. He podido celebrar los tiempos buenos y los tiempos malos con ustedes, y eso todo me ha ayudado a salir adelante. Yo sé que siguiendo en mi camino voy a poder hacer lo mismo, porque sé que ustedes siempre van a estar ahí por mí, y entonces por eso les quiero decir que muchísimas gracias, los quiero mucho, gracias por ser los mejores papás del mundo. También le quiero agradecer mucho a Elena, mi hermana, por también siempre estar ahí por mí. Hemos tenido muchos momentos muy felices juntos aquí, muchos momentos difíciles como hermanos siempre tienen, y muchos momentos tristes, emocionales, y tener a Elena ahí para poder compartirlo siempre ha sido algo muy especial. Te quiero agradecer por siempre ser muy fuerte, muy valiente. Yo sé que han habido veces que no lo has pasado bien y no siempre he estado ahí por ti, pero sí te quiero agradecer porque tú siempre has estado ahí por mí, y te quiero muchísimo y los quiero muchísimo a todos. Mil gracias por todo.
I'd like to thank my mom and dad for sending me here and continuing to push. I know I complained a lot, and I know I didn't always seem the most grateful, but being here was probably the best thing that could have happened to me, and it wouldn't have been possible without you guys, not only for sending me here, but continuing to push me to be here and kind of just encouraging everything, because I wouldn't have got far if I just didn't do anything at home. So thank you guys.
So some advice that I would give to the underclassmen is to always pursue the goals that you want. Like, even though they might seem unattainable, always strive for them. If you want UC, if you want first sergeant, even though you might think you're not gonna get it, just go for it. You don't lose anything. You might even get those positions, and it might change your time at Culver too, and you can get leadership roles that you might have thought you've never had. Also, please, I'm saying it because of experience. My first years, I honestly stayed in my room a lot. You know, I didn't want to go out, and obviously I regret it now, because I mean, everybody has friends, and you can always like count with someone. And, like, there's so many things to do, whether it's like going to games, just hanging out with friends, and just go out, because honestly time goes by really fast here. I can say the 4-year seniors can say it too. They've been here. Honestly, just try to meet new people, go out of your comfort zone, because even though it's just 2, 3, 4 years, it's not a lot, so take advantage of everything you had in Culver.
Some advice for the younger guys and the non-seniors. I know it's gonna be hard without me. You know, having such a great leader in this unit leave, it's gonna be tough. But in all seriousness, just go out there and, you know, have fun. I know Culver's a challenging place, and it's not you know, all sunshine and rainbows, but there are opportunities, there are fun events, social things, and athletics that just get out of your room and go to them, because you really never know the connections you're gonna make. And, you know, some of these friendships I have now, I would have never had, you know, this close knit of a friend group that I do without going to those simple things. And just take advantage of the opportunities that Culver gives you, because it's a special place, and some of the stuff that they give you here you'll never have in your entire life, and just have no regrets.
My advice to the future of Company C is to not take anything for granted. Everything that we have here is a gift. All the resources, all the people, everything that you have here at Culver is a gift, and you should really use it. You know, being able to go out and reach out and connect with people is something that at this school is something that you'll never get anywhere else.